uncovering the mystery of the Tunguska explosion. What force is causing this, and is there any terrible conspiracy? Welcome to Mystery Seekers, where we explore the world's greatest unexplained mysteries. Today, we're diving into one of the strangest events in modern history, a massive explosion that occurred on the morning of June 30th, 1908, in a remote part of Siberia. The Tunguska explosion. Was it a natural disaster, an encounter with something from outer space, or a scientific experiment gone wrong? No one can say for sure, but theories and evidence persist, defying even the best scientists. On June 30th, 1908, a strange event occurred in a little-known area in eastern Siberia, near the Podkamennaya Tunguska River. It was a morning like any other, but no one knew that something was approaching from the sky at a terrifying speed. The sky suddenly lit up, as if the sun had suddenly risen. A giant fireball appeared, engulfing the morning sky in a blinding light. Hundreds of kilometers away, people also felt this phenomenon. They said that a giant streak of light tore through the sky like a giant monster swooping down. But the strangest thing was yet to come. Then, just a few minutes after the fireball appeared, there was an explosion of tremendous power. This explosion not only created a huge shockwave, but also leveled more than 2,000 square kilometers of forest, the equivalent of an area of a large modern city. The entire Tunguska region was covered in smoke and dust, and the strong wind created by the explosion blew everything within a radius of tens of kilometers. But strangely, no one was officially recorded as having died. This is just one of the many mysteries surrounding the Tunguska event. The aftermath of the explosion was felt hundreds of miles away. In nearby neighborhoods, houses shook, windows shattered, and even fields hundreds of miles away were affected. People in the area could not understand what had happened. Some believed it was a sign from the gods, while others believed a star had fallen from the sky. Panic gripped the area. But it wasn't until nearly 20 years later, in 1927, that a scientist named Leonid Kulik organized the first expedition to study the blast site. When Kulik arrived, he and his crew were met with a horrifying sight: millions of fallen trees, all pointing outward from a central point. The trunks lay like smashed matchsticks. There were no craters, no meteorite fragments, and strangely, no signs of a major fire despite the devastation. One of the first and most popular theories is that the Tunguska explosion was caused by a meteorite. This seems plausible. A meteorite hurtled towards Earth at incredible speed, was subjected to atmospheric pressure, and exploded just before hitting the ground. The explosion was powerful enough to flatten a large area without leaving a crater. In fact, the force of the explosion is estimated to be equivalent to 10 to 15 megatons of TNT, which is hundreds of times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. But there was a problem. No fragments of the meteorite were found. There was no evidence of metal, space rocks, or any extraterrestrial material in the area. Which begs the question, if the meteorite was responsible, where did it go? Usually, when a meteorite hits Earth, it leaves behind a crater, a visible mark. The Meteor crater in Arizona is a prime example of this. But at Tunguska, there is no crater, and no one can explain it. Some scientists have hypothesized that the meteorite may have been completely vaporized when it exploded in midair. This would explain the lack of debris found, but would not explain the lack of impact craters or other evidence of an impact. After the meteorite theory was discredited, another theory emerged. The explosion may have been the result of a comet. Unlike meteorites, comets are mostly made of ice and gas. When a comet enters Earth's atmosphere, it may have exploded before hitting the ground, creating a huge explosion without leaving much physical debris. This would explain why there were no obvious signs of an impact, and why no crater was found. However, this theory also has problems. If it was a comet, we would expect to find traces of melted ice or cometary compounds in the area. But there was no sign of water or ice at the site. There is no evidence that a comet exploded there. Nikola Tesla is one of the most mysterious and greatest scientific geniuses in human history. He was a pioneer in the development of alternating current electricity. But Tesla did not stop there. He also spent much of his life pursuing strange ideas about wireless energy and energy weapons. One of Tesla's most famous inventions was the death ray, a weapon capable of firing extremely powerful energy rays that could destroy any target from a distance. According to some theorists, Tesla may have tested his energy weapon in 1908. He claimed that his invention could melt enemy lines or even destroy entire cities from a distance. Believers of this theory suggest that the Tunguska explosion may have been the result of a failed experiment by Tesla, and that the Siberian forest became the site of the explosion of this terrible energy beam. There is, however, one major problem with this theory. There is no evidence that Tesla actually tested the death ray at Tunguska. Although Tesla is famous for his fantastic inventions and shocking statements, there is no documentation that he personally conducted the experiment in Siberia. Also, if Tesla did possess such a powerful weapon, why were there no further reports of similar explosions? With no satisfactory explanation from natural theories, some have begun to turn to the possibility that Tunguska may have been the result of an encounter with aliens. This is one of the most controversial and intriguing theories about the Tunguska explosion, that an alien spacecraft exploded over Siberia on that fateful day. UFO theorists have suggested that the bright light in the sky could have been a spaceship hurtling towards Earth at high speed. The ensuing massive explosion could have been caused by the ship exploding, like a bomb from space. This would explain the lack of impact craters and the lack of meteorites or comet fragments. It has also been argued that some of the strange metal traces and chemicals found in the Tunguska area could be evidence of an extraterrestrial presence. But is this theory really credible? Modern scientists have examined these traces and believe that they could be the result of natural or man-made phenomena. Furthermore, there is no clear evidence to prove that aliens were present at the Tunguska explosion site. While the UFO theory continues to attract attention, it is not yet convincing enough to solve the entire Tunguska mystery. However, this does not stop researchers and enthusiasts from continuing to search for answers from the cosmos. Another, more scientific hypothesis was proposed in the 20th century. The Tunguska explosion may have been the result of a natural nuclear fission reaction. Some scientists have suggested that large amounts of uranium or thorium may have accumulated underground in Siberia and undergone a natural chain reaction, creating a nuclear explosion similar to an atomic bomb. This theory is appealing because it could explain the tremendous power of the explosion and the lack of a meteorite trace. A natural nuclear explosion would create extreme temperatures and pressures, enough to vaporize everything in the area around the center of the explosion without leaving any visible traces. Furthermore, a nuclear explosion could also produce effects similar to the Tunguska explosion, including powerful shock waves and tremors. However, this theory also faces many problems. Natural nuclear fission reactions are extremely rare and unlikely to occur. Additionally, scientists have not found any traces of nuclear radiation at the Tunguska site, something that would be difficult to ignore if a natural nuclear explosion had indeed occurred. Finally, there is a theory that the Tunguska explosion may have been the result of a natural phenomenon that is not yet fully understood. One of these is ball lightning, a rare and mysterious form of electrical energy that can appear as a ball of light and explode with tremendous force. Ball lightning is one of the strangest atmospheric phenomena but science has yet to fully explain. There have been numerous reports of large balls of light appearing in the sky during thunderstorms, moving at high speeds and exploding. Some believe that ball lightning could be the answer to the Tunguska mystery, as it could explain the bright lights and powerful explosions without the need for a meteor or comet. The problem with this theory, however, is that ball lightning is commonly seen during thunderstorms, and on the day of the Tunguska explosion, there were no reports of any thunderstorms in the area. This makes the theory more unlikely, but not impossible. Several other theories have also been proposed, including an underground natural gas explosion, or even a special seismic phenomenon. But so far, all of these are just theories. It's been more than a century since the Tunguska explosion, and while we've come closer to understanding the event, definitive answers remain elusive. Theories about asteroids, comets, energy weapons, and even aliens continue to spark debate and inspire countless researchers, scientists, and enthusiasts around the world. But one thing is certain: the Tunguska explosion is one of the most mysterious natural phenomena in human history, an event that shook a vast region, but left few clues as to its true cause. Was it a natural phenomenon, a cosmic disaster, or even a failed experiment? To this day, that question remains unanswered, and the mystery of Tunguska will endure forever. You have just embarked on a journey of discovery, full of mysteries about the Tunguska explosion, one of the strangest phenomena in the world. If you are passionate about unsolved stories, mysterious phenomena, and want to continue to uncover the secrets of history with us, don't forget to subscribe to the Mystery Seekers channel. We will take you to the most thrilling discoveries, things that no one dares to talk about, and together solve the world's greatest mysteries. Hit the bell so you don't miss any upcoming adventures. Sign up today and become part of a community of mystery seekers.